Don, you often talk about learning readiness being ignored and the need for individual learning versus group-based learning. You advocate for a longer school day and longer school year and an achievement versus time-based education system. Share with us about the differing learning readiness and solutions that you propose to address it.
I would say that you only need to have two children to know how totally different children can be. And I can look at anybody in the eye and say, if you have two kids and I ask you, they're identical, aren't they? Even if they're identical twins, they're different. But we have a school system that treats them as if they were identical. And it's a one-size-fits-all system. And one size does not fit all. And as a consequence, some children learn well in our present system, but the vast majority do not. And so if we want to effectively educate our children, we have to meet them where they are in their learning. And some children grow up in a nice middle class or upper class home. Both parents are in the house. Both parents are college graduates. Both parents are interested in education. And that child or those children become quite well prepared for school at age 5. But then you take another child, let's say has a single parent, it lives in a tenement house, has no access to books, has never been read to, in some cases doesn't speak English, and that child at age 5 is nowhere near ready for school. And yet under our present system, we will treat both of those children identically. And it makes no sense. And it has never made any sense. And it doesn't work. And so what we need to do is create an education system that meets the child where they are. And now I'm a big proponent of early childhood education, and I'm a big proponent of having children exposed to learning. If they don't get it at home, we have to provide it someplace else. I'm not a big proponent of government-funded or government-mandated or government-controlled early childhood, but I am a very big proponent of early childhood education. But our present system is a time-based system, and it needs to be an achievement-based system. It's a group-based system, and in my mind, it needs to be an individual-based system. It's a teaching-focused system, and it needs to be a learning-focused system. And it's a time-based system, and it needs to be an achievement-based system. And so the whole system is wrong, in my mind. And if we're serious about the education of our children, we, number one, need to meet them where they are, and number two, we need to create a school system that allows the learner to learn at their level, at their age, in their manner. And we don't do any of that today. And as a consequence, I've said this before, a country is successful based on the way it loves and nurtures its children. And as a nation, we are failing at all three.